It's 9:17 a.m. You slam the snooze button for the fourth time, your arm knocking over a half-empty mug of coffee. Glancing at the shelf above your nightstand, your eyes land on them, the dog-eared, highlighted spines of Atomic Habits, Deep Work, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, a dog-eared copy of Think and Grow Rich tucked between them. You've read every chapter, annotated every life-changing line, even shared a quote from James Clear on Instagram last week about identity-based habits. And yet, your to-do list from 3 days ago is still untouched. You still delay writing that project proposal until the last minute. You still feel like you're treading water in the same loop, waiting for a breakthrough that never comes. If this sounds like you, this isn't another video to pump you up with motivation. This is a wake-up call about the quiet, invisible trap you've fallen into, one that the self-help industry accidentally designs for you. The problem isn't that you don't know enough. It's that knowing has become your way of avoiding doing. And once you see how your brain is tricking you, you'll never pick up a self-help book the same way again. Let's start with a counterintuitive truth. The best self-help books aren't failing you. They're working too well on the wrong part of your brain. Think about the last time you curled up with a productivity book. You read about time blocking or habit stacking or the dangers of dopamine hits from social media. Suddenly, everything clicks. You feel clear, hopeful, like you've cracked the code to finally fix your life. That warm, fuzzy sense of progress. That's your brain handing out dopamine for simulating change, not making it. Your brain evolved to reward planning. For early humans, spending hours mapping a hunt or gathering supplies meant the difference between survival and starvation. But in the modern world, that instinct has backfired. Your brain can't tell the difference between planning a morning routine, reading about it, and living a morning routine, actually waking up to do it. So when you highlight a section on deep work, your brain floods you with the same reward chemicals it would if you just spent 2 hours focused on your project. You get the high of progress without the work of progress. That's why self-help consumption becomes addictive. You're not chasing growth, you're chasing the feeling of growth. And it's the cheapest, safest high there is. No risk, no discomfort, no chance of failing. Just pages to turn, highlights to make, reels to scroll that confirm you're a person who invests in themselves. But there's a darker, more insidious layer to this trap. Self-help books are your brain's favorite way to protect your identity. Let's be honest, reading about discipline is a lot safer than actually waking up at 6 a.m. Reading about focus is easier than sitting alone with your work. No phone to distract you, staring down the blank page that exposes your self-doubt. Because if you read about being disciplined, you can still tell yourself, I'm the kind of person who values growth. But if you try to wake up early and hit snooze 3 days in a row, that story you tell yourself cracks. Your brain will choose protecting your ego over changing your life every single time. So you keep reading, keep highlighting, keep posting quotes about showing up, all while avoiding the actions that would actually make that quote true. Over time, this creates a quiet, gnawing shame. Why do I know all the right things and still can't do them? Your brain's solution to that shame: more self-help, buy another book, watch another summary, scroll another reel that promises a new framework for productivity. You tell yourself, I just haven't found the right system yet. I'll start when I feel ready. But feeling ready is just your brain's way of keeping you safe. Ready doesn't exist. Waiting for ready is waiting forever. Here's the gap no self-help author tells you about. You can learn a life-changing concept in 10 minutes. You can finish a chapter on identity-based habits in an evening. But your identity doesn't change from reading. It changes from repeated, messy action over weeks, months, even years. That gap creates tension. You know who you should be, but you're not living like that person. So your brain runs to the easiest escape: more information, more clarity, more frameworks, more theories. You're stuck in an endless loop of collecting tools for a house you never build, studying a recipe for months without ever turning on the oven. Clarity isn't your problem. Execution is, and execution is boring. It's doing the same hard thing every day without a dopamine hit, without a big insight, without a viral-worthy win. It's writing one page when you feel like writing zero. It's going for a 5-minute walk when you'd rather scroll TikTok. It's sitting with your work for 20 minutes even if you're distracted and unproductive. Repetition doesn't feel like progress, but repetition is the only thing that rewires your brain. Your life doesn't change when you understand something. It changes when you repeat something long enough that it becomes part of who you are. So what's the fix? It's not to throw out your self-help books. It's to reverse the order of how you use them. Most people read first, then hope action follows. That's backwards. Action must come first, then reading supports that action. Instead of picking up atomic habits to learn how to build habits, pick one tiny, uncomfortable action you've been avoiding, say, putting your shoes by the bed and going for a 5-minute walk every morning, and do it for 3 days. Then and only then open Atomic Habits. Now, the book isn't an escape, it's a tool. You're not reading to get motivated. You're reading to figure out how to make that 5-minute walk stick when it rains, or how to stack it onto a quick stretch to make it feel easier. This is the shift from being a self-help consumer to a self-help practitioner. Consumers collect ideas. Practitioners use ideas to fix real, current problems. Here are 3 rules to break the loop for good. 1. The 10-minute pre-reading challenge ***. Before you pick up any self-help book, watch any productivity reel, or listen to any self-improvement podcast, spend 10 minutes on the hard thing you've been avoiding. No exceptions. This trains your brain to prioritize action over simulation. 2. The 1 action test. For every chapter you read, if you can't name one specific, tiny action you'll do that day to implement it, close the book. You don't need more information. You need to integrate what you already know. Integration is slow, messy, and boring, but it's the only part that actually changes your life. 3. Boredom is a win ***. If a habit you're building starts to feel boring, celebrate. Boredom means your brain has stopped fighting the behavior. It means the hard thing is becoming a normal thing. Boredom isn't a sign you're stuck. It's a sign the change is locking in. Let's end with the truth you've been avoiding. You already know enough. You don't need another book, another framework, another life-changing quote. What you need is to stop proving to yourself that you're a growth-focused person through reading and start proving it through action. The next time you feel the urge to buy that new self-help book that's trending on TikTok, pause. Ask yourself, what am I avoiding doing right now? Then do that thing, even if you do it badly, even if you only do it for 10 minutes, even if you fail at it. That's how people who read self-help become people who change, not by learning more, but by acting sooner and staying with the action longer than it feels comfortable. The book you need isn't on a shelf. It's the story you write every day with the small, brave choices you make to stop hiding behind knowledge and start living the life you already know how to build. Stop reading, start.